So the other game I was commenting on Osmond Gold's video, and I was talking about these two games. So the Warhammer, um, there was a specific Warhammer. It doesn't exist. It's not online no more. It was the original, and I can't remember the name of it. It was Warhammer something, and the dwarves had guns, which I didn't like. They didn't know flying mounts and a bunch of fancy crap, and like what World of Warcraft, like WoW. So in that way, it was better than World of Warcraft, and I believe it was American made too. So I believe Warhammer's American made or the original. I don't know. So, but this is the game that about 20 years ago I was playing. And about 3 years ago, I decided I wanted to try to pick it back up and check it out, but it's no longer online as well. This is, a, in my opinion, 1,000 times better than World of Warcraft. I don't know why people get into that so much. First of all, it was free to play. They had a website, you could buy stuff if you wanted to, and it would show up in your inbox. And you had a warehouse. And so there were two sides. You can see in the picture, there's a goddess that's dark and a goddess that's light. So on each side, they did have a goddess. And sometimes, like, there would be like goddess battles and stuff and weird stuff like that. Like you'd have to take down if you're on the dark side, you'd have to take down the light side goddess. Just it was massive. There was this one dragon that I never did join in on beating, and no, it didn't fly. Some of the characters, I think some of the creatures did fly in it and stuff, but as I recall, um, but you didn't. You got a mount, but you got mounts, but they didn't fly, and I love that. So so anyway, so this is basically a description of how the original was. This is all how it was. So there were four races. You had your human elf, which is on the light side, and then in the Vale and the Nordane, I guess that's pronounced, was on the dark side. So the light and the dark side had a specific map, that you could go in PvP with each other. So that's how you did PvP, and I love that. It was light side versus dark side. There were altars where you'd had to take down to give better stats for the light side or the dark side if you took down the altars on the PvP server, and you could guard them and you fight over them. That was awesome. So yeah, like gear, and you get like this lapis, which is like a jewel, and you could increase the stats of your gear permanently. So some of them went into slots, and some of them just increased your gear's abilities and stuff. Give it, more stronger attack. And, so it had all the stuff that normal regular MMORPGs, especially back in the day, had. So, like I said, originally 20 years ago, I was playing this, and somewhere around, I think it's when it came out. A couple years after it came out, I started playing it. So it originated, which it'd be the only, I think, from Japan. It'd be the only Japan um, game or any Asian game that I actually loved, because it didn't have all that, kind of like I'm losing words, losing names. So like Final Fantasy, you know how the graphics are. It looks Japanese. You know what I mean? It looks. I don't like that. So if the game is about elves, why should they look anything but like an elf? I mean, I guess you could have a Japanese elf, but. So if you're going to have an orc, It shouldn't look like a Japanese orc. You follow me? It should just look like a freaking orc. This is my point. So, um, so these four races. So on the light side, the humans had the defender, as you can see right here, defender, fighter, and the priest. And the elves had the archer, mage, and ranger. And the Vale had the assassin, orc, and pagan. And then Nordine had the guardian, hunter, and warrior. So I always played the guardian, or I always played the warrior mostly, but I was into the hunter. I mean the guardian as well on the dark side. My main characters were warrior and guardian, and you had three modes. You had easy mode, normal mode, and hard mode. So easy mode could only level to 30. Then you had normal mode. You could level to 60 with that, and then you once you did that, you could start a hard mode character. Oh no, wait a minute. I'm sorry. There was four modes. There was easy mode, normal mode, hard mode, and ultimate. So the ultimate mode characters, you had to always have a continuous res rune on them, or else once they died, they were really dead, completely dead. And I love that. So I played one a couple times, but so I didn't want to keep buying the continuous res runes. I mean, I did for a while, and I was like, you know what, forget it. I'll just stick to a hard mode hunter. I mean, guardian or warrior. So the guardian is just like the defender for the human on the light side. The hunter is just like the archer for the elf. The warrior is just like the fighter for the human. The oracle is just like the priest for the human. The assassin is just like the um, ranger for the elves, and the pagan is the same as a mage for the elf. Yeah, so if they came back out with this game, I would put money into it. I played it for 6 years. I loved it, and when they went offline and only had private servers, I tried a bunch of them. They all sucked. Yeah, so it's